Scott Kinville, and welcome to the Small Town Life Podcast, right here on the Studio 25 Podcast Network. I got a great guest lined up today. He's never had a loss for words. But before I bring him in,
he's had a loss.
It's just a loss. Yeah. Not for words.
That too. I want to bring in my co-host, my producer, my partner in crime over here. The guy is constantly reaching for the stars, Mr. Dave Warner.
I like that, reaching for the stars.
Well, because you're so into space.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is going south in an awful
already.
hurry. I'm done.
I think that's a record. Less than a minute in, we're off the rails.
John, this happens all the time.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why it's fun.
Yeah.
That's why it's fun.
But anyways, now that Dave's done going off the rails, we'll get back to being serious here. Anyways, our guest today is the mayor of the village of Ilion. Wonderful guy. He's been on before and a great guy to talk to, Mr. John Stephens. John, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. You can stop with the promotional stuff. I
will. Don't you worry about that.
Puffy chested and stuff anymore. It hurts too much.
I'm just setting you up a little bit. That's all.
Thanks for having me.
He's trying to elevate you to take you down.
Yeah. And in a big hurry too.
Yeah, right.
Really.
Take my legs right out.
Yeah.
But anyways, so John, we've been talking about, a lot of things going on in the village, and it's been a while since you've been on. So let's talk. What's going on up there in Ilion?
A lot. Everybody knows the water project. Where we're at with that, absolutely wrapping up the water main and water valve replacement installations. Should be wrapped up either by tomorrow or very beginning of next week. That will end that phase. That'll bring that part of the project to completion. And then we'll move into the last and final phase, which would be stuff that really you won't see within the village because it'll be more at the treatment plant. Which is outside the village. And for those that don't know, it's not within the village limits. And that'll involve some newer technology, which is called green sand filtration, which takes the iron and filters that out of our wells and our surface water, which is what causes the discoloration.
I was just going to say, for those who don't know, that's what part of the issue has been.
Correct.
With the discoloration.
Correct, yeah. Right. We don't use the word DIRTY. We use discoloration. Or iced tea.
Well, I think Boston's got a trademark on dirty water anyway, right?
They might, yeah. And it's we're still asking for people's patience. It's not done. It's not over with. Not every inch of main was replaced. Less than a third of the system was replaced. We took care of all the smaller 4-inch mains and the dead ends, they call them, because they weren't circulating water, so it would sit in the pipes. But what it has allowed us to do with the valve project is now we can flush our system the proper way. Instead of just going out and opening fire hydrants and let water flow, now we can shut down sections and force water through, which obviously helps remove some of the discoloration.
Well, that was causing some problems with water breaks too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Actually, it something finally went right for us on a water main break. Last week we had one down on Pine Street, down by Dufold. And the supervisor called me. She said, I think we got a break. Okay, so I jumped in the car and went down there, and I go, you think? It's blowing up out of the middle of the road. He's screaming and yelling, and he doesn't scream and yell. I could tell he was a little anxious. He said, I think we're going to lose the road. And I go, you got 2 brand new valves here. They worked flawlessly. Shut everything down, 2 hours, fixed, and out of there. Nobody.
Wow.
Done. And
Great.
It was at 9 o'clock at night, so it didn't affect anybody's water per se. If you come home at night and you want to shower, you would have had to wait a little bit, but they were in and out of there by, I would say they were gone by 11 o'clock. You wouldn't even know they were there.
Wow.
The 2 new valves worked perfect, isolated everything. It was an old 4-inch main. When I say old, I'm talking probably late 1800s, early 1900 main.
Wow.
You get the picture of it when you finally open it up, and it's
Right.
it's old and it's beat up and it was worn out, and
Yeah.
things move and rub on it.
Yeah. Was it a clay pipe? What
No,
was it made of?
It was it was an old tile.
Okay, all right, yeah.
And so they got, but the valves worked flawlessly. They shut right down. We didn't have to worry about having to go 17 streets away to find a way to shut this down and shut off hundreds of homes.
Well, yeah. Now you're talking about a labyrinth too, trying to figure out where everything is.
yeah.
Right.
So that worked out well. But that's we still continue to have ask for patience. We have no rhyme or reason, nor do the engineers or the contractors, to why water might be dirty in one section versus not in another. Obviously, we know that if we use a hydrant for a fire or training or any type of anything, or we move water faster than it's normally used to moving, then that causes discoloration. We know that. But when I ask for your patience, what I'm saying is that will go away. All you have to do is run your cold water. Cold water. If you run your hot water, you contaminate your own water tank.
Right.
And then people say, my water smells like sulfur. Well, yes, because you took a shower before you ran your cold water.
To make sure that it was flushed through.
Yeah, and then you sucked all the sediment or whatever it is, and all the discoloration went into your tank.
I didn't know the water, using water in Ilion was so complex that I had to have
terrible.
a chart of what to use first.
You got to go by the village hall. They give you the chart.
Oh my God. I'm like, what the hell?
Dave, it's crazy. And, look, I'm probably the worst offender of this. We've always told people, drain your water tank, your hot water tank once a year. And it takes all the sediment out.
Sure.
I just asked about that on service on mine. He's like, you don't have to,
Well, the water here moves so damn fast that you don't have to worry about it. I mean, you got 120 pounds of pressure on a hydrant. That's, we got 80.
Well, it's all downhill. That's why.
It goes from A to B, but A is 1,000 feet higher than B.
Exactly.
So that's, we're going to continue to have discolored water for a little bit until we figure out how we flush the right way and what valves we shut down. And, we're putting in what's called a valve exercise program from here forward. Some of these valves have been put in the 1890s and never turned.
So that's exercise versus exorcise?
ER. Not
okay,
OR.
all right. I thought you were going to exorcise.
Well, we might be able to have to do some of those at some point. Who knows? But no, that's all part of the project. There's a machine that comes in that we'll set up. We'll break it down into 2 different sections of the village and handle 6 months on one side and 6 months on the other.
That's very cool.
If any high school kids or college kids are looking for a summer job, that might be perfect to just drive around and put a machine on a valve, spin it, turn it on, turn it off, and go to the next one.
So that might be something you really want to consider advertising because
and we will.
We will. Absolutely.
Scott will be looking at that.
So
probably
he's over there in Mohawk.
Retirement job.
Hey. Here we go. So how long has this water project been going on?
It started in 2018. We had, 2020. I'm sorry. There was a water main break on Behringer Road on a 10-inch main. And of course, why wouldn't it be 30 below zero when this happens?
Naturally.
That's when it's supposed to happen.
Yeah,
Right.
it drained our clear well, which is 1 million gallons of potable water that's supposed to be going into the system. Well, it was going into the system, all right, and it was going right out on Behringer Road and running right down the road. We have a clear well that holds 1 million gallons, and if it gets below 15 feet, my treatment plant operator, Steve Dugan, starts getting nervous. This had less than a foot in it, so he was scrambling big time. When that happened, we actually had, at that point, Governor Cuomo was here, all of his entourage, and they okay, listen, Ilion's got some huge water issues, along with basically the entire Northeast.
Yeah,
sure.
And I mean, think about it in a big picture. This is where everybody settled first. So everything here is older. All of our infrastructure is old.
Right. Well, I mean, it just so happened this was the area that got, like you said, settled first.
Yep.
The area grew, and then it went through that huge depression. But then by that time, there was nothing. There was no money left to fix anything. So they were just kind of patchworking together everything, and now here you are.
Yeah. So from 20 forward, we've been working on, design, implementation, funding, A to Z. So they put the first shovel in the ground in 2022, right after I took office. And we've been in construction mode since then. So to start finally seeing the light at the end of this tunnel is great, but there's still more to do. There's another phase. Like I said, we're going to do the green sand. We're going to line the 2 main supply pipes that come from the clear well into the system down up by the Mohawk or the German Flats Clinic. That's where all of our water comes out and crosses and goes down Otsego Street. And a couple of other small things. And then when that's all wrapped up, if there's any money left, we have a contingency. We know there's some other spots where we might want to put some mains in. If we have the money, we'll do that. So we'd go back and revisit the first phase. But that should all be, in my opinion, we should be done by next fall completely.
Talk to me about the green sand. What is that in particular?
It's not really sand. Okay. It's kind of like... You know the place up on 28 that does the glass beads?
Oh, Alvera.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Okay,
It's kinda,
all right.
and it just, the water goes down through it
So
or goes through
it filters
and
that.
Yeah, and that grabs onto the iron and the manganese,
Okay.
which are our two biggest offenders of the discoloration in the water. And that's what the experts are saying. Now, I'm not even close to being an expert on water stuff. I wouldn't be able to design a spigot, so I have no idea.
Well, I'm glad you cleared that up because Dave thought it was something to do with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So
No, I was thinking it was environmentally, special shit. That
I don't. That's the best. It's not sand. That's kind of a misnomer, but that's what they refer to it as.
Okay.
So it must be
probably
fine enough.
Probably
that-
is. Yeah, I was going to say just as small as a grain of sand.
So,
okay. All right.
and it was funny. I was down. Mayor Kaufman has every few weeks we have a little get together with some of the other mayors in the area, and I know that her and Chet are pushing real hard on your water system because you have an abundance, and that that's a good thing. But Chet was talking about our sand filtration is 50, 60 years old, and I looked over at him and I said, yeah. He goes, what do you mean? Yeah, I go, we have the oldest operating slow sand filtration system in the nation, Ilion.
Wow.
And he looks at me and he goes, what?
How old is it?
1896, I believe.
Yeah, but see, have you been swapping the sand out on a routine
Well, yeah.
basis?
Yeah, we
okay, that's
have to.
what hasn't happened
Yeah, we
here,
have
and that's
to.
why it's a problem.
Yeah. So the two Department of Health ladies that were in the meeting with us, Sarah Norwalk and Kate Morris. Kate looks over at Chet and goes, "Yeah, they got that distinction." I go,
Here's your sign.
Yeah, it's very labor intensive. It's very good when it works.
Yeah.
But and again, here are these terms that just drive me nuts. We make about 1 million gallons of water a day.
Right.
That's just weird to say.
Right.
You're making water. No, it's there. You're not making.
Well, what's your
processing should probably be the better word.
Yeah. What's your need? What's the
about
village's
700,000.
need? Okay, so
So
you got
we got a little bit of
get a little bit of room.
Yeah, we got room to roam a little bit.
And probably what people don't understand is that as the efficiency of that sand gets worse, you're not able to meet that
as much
750,000
correct
gallon need.
So to your point, then they go, okay, hey, we're cleaning sand today. You're what? Sand is dirt. How do you clean dirt? Well, there's a system. They go down all by hand, wheelbarrow at a time, and they scrape these filters off, and they scrape off the first 3 or 4 inches, and they put it in a wheelbarrow, and they take it up to a machine that spins it, cleans it out, pumps it out of a fire hose, and piles it into clean sand that they can put back in. And it's really weird. But
I can imagine that.
But it's all done by hand. It's all labor intensive. These guys are down. Actually, they'll drain a filter bed. They're down in there scraping it off, and it's interesting to watch, but nothing I want to do.
Yeah, kind of like that dirty job show there. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So
that's interesting.
We can get him here, though. I mean, why wouldn't he come here and do a dirty job show on that?
Oh, there you go.
That's
See?
massively cool.
Yeah, it's again, we have that distinction of being the oldest.
Let's
so
see if we could connect Ilion
why
up.
not? Exactly.
Get Micro down here, do some dirty job stuff.
We'll do it.
That'd be awesome.
We'll do it all day. Yeah,
That would be really awesome.
Yeah.
But we know that the system. We know the age of the system, obviously, because we have records. But while we were digging up mains, they used to lead the date in the main when they put it in.
Mm-hmm.
And
they did that everywhere up there.
Yeah. So the one at the corner of 2nd and Otsego Street
Right.
was 1896. The lead was right in the date when I went.
Oh.
And that pipe was as clear as a bell because the water constantly moves
Right.
down Otsego Street. So
That's
it goes
amazing.
south to north,
Yep.
all gravity fed. So
That's really interesting.
that's kind of the update on the water. We're getting there. We're not done. I don't want anybody to think that, the mayor said we're all done. No, we're not done. We probably got another.
We'll dub that in.
There you go. We probably have another construction season to go. But again, a lot of that nobody will see because it will be out of the village. They won't be on village streets.
Right.
Punch list stuff is going on, but
Sure.
other than that, we're pretty well wrapped up within the village.
Excellent. So, I want to talk because you mentioned meeting with Mayor Kaufman and the other mayors in the valley about once a month, I think you said, which to me is a great idea. It's great to have everybody talking to each other, exchanging ideas, trying to work together. What are some of the things that you can see that you guys can get done together short term and then hopefully, in your eyes, longer term?
Boy, that's a spot. That's a put on the spot question.
Yeah, it
Scotty.
is. Boy,
Thanks a bunch, buddy.
Way to go, Scott.
Listen. Obviously, There you go. Bingo.
Sorry.
Utilities are a little different in Ilion. Water, we're the same, but we have our own municipal electric, as does Mohawk and Frankfurt. So that's kind of, we don't even go down that road. There's nothing we can do. I mean, Mohawk, right. Ilion, and Frankfurt could talk.
I'll get you off the hot spot. I mean, everybody from a state level, regional level, everybody talks about shared services.
Well, that's what I was kind of getting at. Everybody talks about it.
In the county, we have a declining population.
Correct.
It's gone down to, Jim Wallace said the other day, well, not the other day, but a few months ago, that they were projecting 49,000 in the county by 2030.
Yes.
Wow.
Right? Yes.
Okay.
There's currently 64.
64. Yeah.
We have 32 municipalities.
Right.
That's not sustainable.
No.
Everybody can want to be as siloed as they want.
Correct.
They can want to not let their identity go away. But the reality is, at the administrative level, something is going to happen.
Correct.
This is not sustainable.
No.
Correct.
We don't have to say the word fire departments or police departments or DPW or
we
whatever.
We can't survive on our own anymore.
Nobody can. Nobody can
and
unless we're working together.
I've said that since I was mayor the first time, from 10 to 14.
But now it's critical.
It is. It is. And along with Mayor Kaufman and myself, I think we're two of the most pro shared service mayors in office right now. We understand that, and look, is it going to happen overnight? Absolutely not.
No, not at all.
But what gets under my skin or irritates me more than a lot more than most is the fact that we discuss this stuff, and then when it comes time to pull the trigger, all of a sudden there's 8 involved, and then it's down to 2.
Yeah.
Look, when you talk about sharing services, no matter what you're talking about sharing, it doesn't matter, to your point, police, fire, EMS, electric, DPW, it doesn't matter. Office staff, doesn't matter. The host municipality has the most to lose.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am currently in discussions with Mayor Smithson in Frankfurt about a codes position. Okay. We went down this road with Herkimer. It was unsuccessful. I'll leave my comments at that.
Damn, I was going to draw him into that. Come on. Come on, John.
Because
the regular public does not know how you peed somebody.
But, it was an area of discussion that didn't go positively, okay? I believe Mayor Kaufman may have heard some things when we were in a conference room here a few weeks back.
I think the rooms are still ringing, maybe.
They might be.
Yeah.
Because right, wrong, or indifferent, don't look at me and tell me that I did something that didn't occur. It's just not how I'm good at handling things, and then I go into a whole different frame of thought, and then it just comes out. I can't control it. But
hoof, meat, mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I've chewed a lot of sneaker leather in my day, boys. I really have. I finally said I never regret what I say, but I regret the consequences sometimes.
Or maybe the way you say it.
No, I don't ever regret the way I say it. Absolutely not. No.
Something wrong with you, boy.
No, not at all. That's just the way it is. So, but we've entered into that with the Village of Frankfurt. When I got done working numbers with Mary Jo Rice, the treasurer, I sat there and I went, it can't be that expensive. How can that be? And the numbers are they're crazy.
To share?
To share, yeah. Because what I talked with Mayor Smithson yesterday on the phone. We were talking about it. I said, Justin, I apologize because I was thinking an entire different number. So instead of taking the difference between what we pay our full-time codes enforcer now and what we would pay him to do both, I was just taking that difference and figuring the cost on that, not on the total gross salary, which the Village of Ilion pays the benefits, the retirement, the FICA.
Right. Boy, that changes the equation very quickly.
Well, it almost tripled.
Yeah.
No, it did. It tripled. It more than tripled. And
if somebody's in a village, they're making 50,000, you got to count it as 100 with the benefits.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Yeah. But like I said, that just to provide a codes enforcer for Frankfurt for 10 hours a week, when the cost came around, I went, and Mary Jo even said, that can't be right.
How did he, to him, how was it as far as the expense? Was it cheaper still to do that, or was it cost prohibitive?
We haven't gotten that far yet. Okay, I told him exactly what we were looking at, and he's like, yeah, okay, that's, obviously more than they were paying for a part-time codes enforcer.
But it's less than a full-time codes enforcer and might do the job.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. And, so it's still a value to Frankfurt.
It is, but
I'm selling for you here, buddy.
No, I get it. And I told Justin right out, I said, dude, this is your choice.
Yeah.
I don't know his budget. I know mine. And if you can't do this, well, then let's sit down and see if there's something we can do.
Right.
I actually just emailed Eric Arena from the Department of State, who meets with us in our mayor things, and told him what we were looking at. And I have a Zoom meeting set up with him next week, I think, to talk about this. So maybe there's funding out there that can help both of us. I don't know.
Yeah,
so it's still
the state's
small.
pushing it. You would think that they would try and fund
That's all
some
we
of
hear
it.
is, there's all kinds of money out there if you share services.
You know
and
what?
It's like, okay, then let's have
then
some.
where is it?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Let's have
exactly.
some.
Where is the stuff? Yeah.
Well, there's money out there if you meet A, B, C, D, and E.
Yeah, well, we don't like A.
Well, sometimes I'd rather go right to Z, and that doesn't always work either. So, but as far as other departments, other departments within your municipalities, obviously we all know that Little Falls, Herkimer, and Ilion have career fire departments. Little Falls and Ilion have ambulances that are run by the career departments. Herkimer doesn't. So that when you start talking about things like that, people don't understand. It's not just okay. Now all of a sudden, you run both departments, or you run all. No. There's union stuff that's got to be done.
It's complex.
It's extremely difficult. And Scott knows this. I'm one of the most pro-union guys going. I've been a union member since I was 18 years old in some fashion. He still reaps the benefits of some of my stuff in his contract.
But it's not so much.
Thanks, buddy.
It's not so much that a union exists or that it has gotten certain benefits. It's that each union has operated differently, and every department is totally different than the other.
Yes.
So what Little Falls might have, Ilion doesn't, or Herkimer has something that neither one of you guys has.
Correct.
That's where the complexity comes in.
And short of just saying, okay, your contracts are all void, we're going to start from scratch. That
would never fly either.
No, and that's the tough part. I think the best way to start and the easiest way to start, and I've said this for years, is how about just office supplies or some sort of consortium where we all buy.
Well, what about healthcare consortium?
See, but you run into union stuff there too. With me, everybody in my village, with the exception of the light department, is covered by the Teamsters health plan.
Oh,
it's the best out there.
Different.
It's the best out there, and it's the most cost-effective and least costly to the village and the employee.
I think we have, Excelis
and
Blue
Cross Blue Shield.
Blue Cross Blue Shield, yeah.
And that's what my light department has, and we're talking now to get them to go over to Teamsters because it's a win for both. It's cheaper for the employee on their copay or on their contribution, and it's cheaper. It's an overall cheaper plan, and the coverage is phenomenal.
Have you brought this up during this meeting?
Oh, yeah.
No,
Not in the mayor stuff yet. No, because we really haven't gone down that road a lot yet.
I was going to say, wait a second.
But they do know, Mayor Kaufman does know that that's going to be a tough sell for people, especially for me, because I'm not going to give up all that to go to a Blue Cross Blue Shield that I'm trying to get away from.
Right.
Because it's costly and the coverages aren't as good.
Yeah.
So we're very fortunate that we've been in the Teamsters for years and years and years.
I mean, when it comes to pooling insurance, you have to have a certain threshold number of people involved as well. And I want to say it's 2,000 rings a bell in my head.
It could be.
But so small municipalities, there'd have to be a million of us get together to get 2,000 employees.
And there's always language in a collective bargaining agreement that states you can change insurance as long as it's equal to or better than what you currently offer.
Yeah. And
so for my folks to go to Excelis, that wouldn't be the case.
That would never work.
No, it won't work.
All right.
But how about road salt, sand, pens, papers, paper products, stuff like that.
There are some things happening like that already.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got City of Little Falls shares their engineer.
Correct.
With Town of Little Falls and with Dallasville. So there's some of that happening out there, but there needs to be a lot more.
Talking along our lines of career.
Well, we're going to do that and get him in trouble.
No, I'm not. But fire equipment, turnout gear.
That's why I'm carrying that discussion.
Gear. But turnout gear.
Yeah.
We all wear the same stuff.
I'm muting Scott's mic right now.
Thank you.
All right.
But we all wear the same stuff. Yeah. It might be a different manufacturer, and this one might like that one. But
do you buy on a regular basis every year?
No,
to rotate gear out.
We haven't. We will start this year because 2 years ago I bought.
So there's an area.
Yes,
Where
Yes.
you could buy a little bit in bulk.
If you buy 3 and Herkimer buys 3 and Little Falls buys 3, there's 6
There you
sets
go.
of gear that you're not going to tell me that Dennis Harrigan isn't going to sell 6 sets of gear versus 60. He don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I'm not promoting Dennis Harrigan at all. It's just the name that popped into my head.
I was like, yeah, listen, you know, Dennis, you owe me money, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Beer's on you.
Yeah. More than beer, buddy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, those are the small things I think that we need to seriously think about. Okay, here's the start.
Yeah.
You know, going right into fire trucks or fire departments or police departments.
That's difficult.
That's hard
And
stuff
that has
to
been
sell.
tried before.
Yes.
Mohawk
Yes.
Valley PD, correct?
Yes. And we also did a study in 2013 on 6 fire departments. And I was heavily involved in that when I was the mayor then. It was Frankfort, Ilion, Mohawk, Herkimer, East Herkimer, and the city. And there was 3 different recommendations from the company that did that. One of the guys that was
so it
owner of
was
that
a
company-
formal study.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Frank Mesa, the retired Utica fire chief, was a member of that
Okay, I have
consulting
heard
firm.
of that. Yeah.
And back then, so that was 2013. So we're looking, what, 10, 20... I don't know.
Do the math.
I can't. It's just too much today. 13 years ago, 14 years ago, 12 years ago, 12, right?
No, it's 25 minus 10 is
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There you go.
All right. So, but the 3 recommendations were leave it alone. Everybody has a combination department, which combination means career staff and volunteer,
right?
Or 100% career. Back then, however many years ago you said it was,
50.
it would have been $95 a year for every resident in those 6 districts to have a fully staffed career department.
On top of all their taxes that they have now.
No, that would be your fire protection tax. It would save me a huge amount of money.
I
It would
was gonna
save you a
say,
huge
yeah.
amount of money. But it might increase the
Like the
village of
townships
Mohawk and the
right.
townships might only be paying $28 a year, and then they're
Right.
going to 90. So it kind of, it ran into the wall just like everything else does. Now, and then all of a sudden it was just, okay, it was put in a file. And ironically, when I took over again in 22, I opened the drawer and there it was
was
right
the
where I
file.
left it when I left in 14. So,
Dust that baby off.
yeah, and I did.
Well, we're getting to a point to where everybody can say, I don't want to do this, or I'm not going to participate, or I'm only paying X and you want me to pay. That's not going to matter anymore.
it's not.
We're at that point to where it doesn't flat matter.
Well, to your point, Dave, we're not there yet, but I think we're very close to being told what we're going to do. Instead of doing it on our own and doing it the way it would benefit us, we're going to be told by a higher agency, okay, this is how it's going to work, and if you don't like it, we don't care.
Yeah, and if people,
And we're not going to give you any money to do it.
I know, and if people think that,
Well, that's the whole thing right there.
You know?
Exactly.
I mean, if people think it's bad now,
Right.
as far as like, oh, well, we might have to go from 28 to 95, say,
Right.
what do they think is going to happen if the state mandates it?
Correct.
They won't care if it's 195
No,
for you.
they won't.
Flat won't care.
They don't
Well,
care.
and not only that, the longer it waits, the more costs go up.
Right.
So
Yeah, 'cause that
naturally, it's just
$95
that ladder's just going to keep flying higher.
That
and higher.
$95.13 is probably $300 now.
Right.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, but
so-
still, over the course of a year, 300 for fire protection
Is nothing.
I mean, I know there are people. I'm on a fixed income, so you
So
know.
am I.
Well, you've been using it to fix, the parts of you that don't work. But
People think for some reason we make about $100,000 a year as mayors around here. I go, no, we're not Utica. Sorry, Mike.
well, that's how he has those nice suits.
Oh, maybe. I can't.
Yeah.
wear a suit.
Look at you. You
I'm
get
not a
this great
suit guy.
Carhartt
I'm
kind
not a
of
suit
stuff.
guy.
Yeah.
No, that's not me. I don't like that
Yeah,
stuff.
hey, it's all right though. John Stephens, John Fetterman, dressed just like him. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Somebody told me
Take
that.
the hat
I had to go
off.
Google who he was. I was like, who? John who? I did. I Googled it. I went, holy SHIT. Look at that. Wow. It's real close. Yeah, whatever. I'm comfortable. That's all I care about.
Just as goofy too.
Yeah. I don't know him. I don't pay attention.
I do.
I don't have enough time for state and local or state and federal politics. I just don't have the time. I got enough going on here.
Yeah, really.
So what else you got there,
So
Scott?
back to your village.
Yep.
So of course, everybody that Remington has been the center of attention.
Here we go.
What's the update? What's
Can
going on?
Can I get in that hole there where the wires are coming from? No.
Yeah, you can.
Listen, there's. I'll tell you what I can.
Okay.
Anything that involves a power allocation discussion, I can't discuss.
Okay.
We're all under. Those of us that are on the village team are under strict confidentiality laws that I'll be honest with you, I had to do a bigger background check to be on these phone calls for that stuff than I did to carry a gun every day. It was incredible.
Jeez.
So yeah.
They want to keep guns out of people's hands. Put them through that.
You might want to. Some of them. You're spot on, Dave. As far as the facility, we really don't have. We've never been provided a definitive plan for what they're looking at. The people that purchased the company is called Turin Management LLC. They were provided funding through the county with the assistance of the IDA. That stuff that has nothing to do with me. So, I mean, it does as a taxpayer.
Do you know how much it was?
Yeah. Well, yes.
Is that under that agreement?
No. The paperwork says that the county approved up to $4.5 million for that company. It's kind of some of the things that we've been hung up on, and when I say we, the village has what we call a Turin team. Okay, there's only a certain numbers of us that are in that confidentiality group that we work with this on a daily basis. And when I say daily, I'm talking 7 days a week. So there's myself. There's our village attorney is Hage and Hage. Out of that Hage group, J.K. Hage is the senior. He's the owner. Okay, he's not representing us in a legal capacity. He's representing us as an electrical consultant who has designed, built, operated, maintained hydro facilities, electric facilities. Anybody heard of Sprint PCS?
Yeah,
never heard of them.
Okay,
yeah,
that was J.K. Hage, and he sold that for millions in the 80s.
Wow,
he started that, built that up, and sold it off in the 80s.
Why is he working?
Because I don't think he has any other
nothing else to do.
And all right, and he's in his mid-70s, and he's a great guy. Loves to go to work.
Wow.
I hope you're enjoying yourself in Florida right now on vacation. That's where he is. So he's representing us along
he's
with
down there just on the beach.
Oh yeah. Man, you got that right. That's awesome.
He loves that thing.
Jeez. And we
I
have
swear
another,
to God, he just sits here and just.
he loads the stuff up during the day, doesn't he? And that's,
he says he's working, but yeah, he's pressing buttons. You know?
And we have another gentleman by the name of Neil Collins. He is.
Does he play drums?
No, that's Phil.
Yeah. Well, no, I thought it was his brother.
But I thought he was trying to go with either Neil Collins or Phil Collins or Neil Peart. Where's he going with this?
He's an electrical consultant that's worked throughout the world. When people get stuck, they call Neil.
Okay.
So we are very fortunate to have those two gentlemen on board with us, which we did when we brought Remington on to Village Power in 2010 when I took over as mayor. So the three of us have done this once.
Well, you can't answer specifics, but can you answer what is the importance of power in the scheme of things?
I don't know because I don't know what they want to do.
Okay.
I don't have a definitive answer, Dave. I have an idea, but I'm not going to comment on an idea.
Yeah, everybody's floated ideas.
I know the AI data centers are the big thing. Okay, and I'm assuming that that's probably where they're looking at.
Right.
And they require a lot.
They require a lot, but now we're looking at putting them in space, or even Musk is looking at using his Tesla cars as a distributed AI center. So every car would actually share part of its computing power. Yeah. So while it's sitting in the garage, charge it up. You know, that's kind of it's a cool idea.
It is. Yeah. And
Sorry, I know so much about this crap.
Well, but
I was just going to say, you just opened up a can of worms right there.
I think about this on
he said
simple
AI.
Hope you got a couple hours, John.
A more simple stage. We went we went from vinyl records to cassette tapes to CDs. Now we're talking
DVDs to digital. Now we're talking about vinyl again.
But now we're back to vinyl. But we're all throwing our eggs in this microchip basket. How long is that going to last before? Okay, I have a cell phone now that does the same thing as that chip that cost us billions and billions of dollars over the last decade to build. Mm-hmm. So that's the part that scares me. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket here and say that's going to be the future of America or the world, because they said that about compact discs. You can't even get a car with a CD player in it anymore.
Mine is. It's brand new. Yeah, you can.
Can you?
They hide it.
I have no shit.
Sorry. Oh shit! You can.
Okay. All right.
All right, we're not cutting.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. But I was
No,
like,
I have a
The
25.
one sound he doesn't have is the sensor beep, so don't worry about it.
no beeping.
I don't have that.
Okay.
But I got a
No delay?
I got a 25 Subaru out there. It's hidden. The CD player is hidden. It's in the console, buried in the front part of the console. It'll play one CD.
Oh, see, so there you go.
Yeah.
I plugged that in, and I got my playlist on whatever, Amazon Music or whatever, and it plays all day long. So, but as far back to the Remington Touring property, Touring is the owner of record. I believe they have a mortgage through the county for however that paperwork went about. I know there's a mortgage agreement out there. My attorney has it.
They paying it?
Yeah, apparently, yeah. As far as I know, they are. I have a. You sure that's Wednesday? Do I have a meeting Wednesday? Now I got to look. How do you know that?
I didn't say Wednesday. I said you said tomorrow.
Oh no, I have a call tomorrow, and I know why you know now. Okay,
you finally connected.
I'm with you. Yeah,
I do communicate with my wife.
Yeah. Well, I do too, but apparently at night she's not listening to me. So when I ask her again in the morning, she goes, "You said that?" Yeah. While you were busy snoring away. We do have an in-person meeting with the Turin owner group, the members of the county legislature that are involved in this, and the Turin team from the village. We're going to meet over at the county on next Wednesday because there's some things that need to be hashed out. As I try to make it simple, the village of Ilion is fighting two fronts with this issue. Okay, we have one front, which is the company has to maintain the property in the proper way. They're not different. They're not better. They're not worse than any other person in the village. If we hold a resident accountable, then they're accountable.
Right.
They're not being accountable. Okay. So they've been informed of that. So we'll work on that.
Is that a codes issue?
Yes,
accountable?
for the most part.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Yes. So we'll work on that, and we'll figure that out. The other front that I'm fighting is the power front, which I can't get into.
Yeah.
But that's the more difficult portion of what we're doing. That's the everyday part of it.
But you also brought up the fact that you can't let the firefighters or the police officers in there anymore.
Correct.
Talk to us a bit about that.
Okay. Well,
sorry, Scott, I'm just stealing
that's
this whole
fine.
thing.
That's fine. Listen, and look, I took a little bit of no pun intended. I took a little bit of heat for that comment. Yeah,
I knew you were going to do that.
And there you go.
Yeah.
So the facility is completely surrounded. The 32 acres is surrounded by a chain link fence of some sort all the way around. Some of it has barbed wire on the top. Some of it doesn't. Gates are closed and locked.
That doesn't stop anybody.
That doesn't stop certain clientele from gaining access to that.
Sure.
Okay. So we had started to discover holes cut in the fence. And look, right, wrong, or indifferent, I don't judge anybody on how they have to live or choose to live. They're going to get in there because it's enclosed. They can get out of the weather.
Yeah.
Now it's getting cold.
Now you're really going to have an
Now we're
issue.
going to have issues because they're going to start using fire for warmth. And I'll get in trouble for this. Why would you say that? You're going to give them ideas. I'm not giving them any ideas they haven't already done.
They know all
It's-
this.
yeah.
This is
So
how
it's been going on since the cavemen. So I mean,
Really? So a few weeks back, it was like 2:30 in the afternoon. I'd had to go down to the DPW, and I go, you know what? I'm going home. I'm not even going back in the office for the rest. For some reason, people think that as mayors in these small towns, we got to put in 8 hours a day. They don't understand. Well, some of us do. Deb and I probably put in 60 hours a week.
I was waiting for the look on Dave's face when you said that.
I said, you know what? I'm going to go home. Well, I always try to, before I go in for the day or even at night, I take a spin around the factory. It's just a habit. I just don't want anything to happen.
Right.
Well,
that would be a massive fire.
It would be
if anything happened there. The valley couldn't fight that.
No. So I'm driving up our Hayfler Ave, and I look down what we call Meter House Alley, because there's an alley where the meter house sits up here and then the factory.
Yeah.
And I did one of these.
What?
And I go, you know how you're deer hunting and you think you see something coming and then it's a squirrel? That sounds like 12 deer coming. So I go, what
It's a squirrel with a walnut.
Exactly. Make more noise than a herd of deer. So I go, did I just see somebody in there? So I went around the block and I came down the wrong side of the street, and I rolled my window down and I looked, and there was a person standing there staring at me. So by the time I reached down for the microphone on the radio to call the police department to meet me at the gate, gone. I turned back and looked, and there was nobody there. I go, geez,
Did I see that?
My head's a mess. I know that. I've had all kinds of brain issues, but I know I'm not seeing things. So they met me there. Chief Monahan from the fire department met me there. He's got keys. Well, do you want to go in? Well, I'd already given a directive not to enter the facility. It's just too dangerous. It's dark. There's no power. At that point, there still was power, but we had shut it off to most of the factory.
Of it, yeah.
So, there's holes in the floor. There's, drainage stuff in the floor that doesn't have grates over it that you can't see. You snap your ankle and you lay there. And there's still rods sticking out of the cement floor where they just pulled the machine out but didn't cut the. So there's just too many dangers. So I said, do you want to go and look? I said, well, against my better judgment, because this dude pissed me off. I said, yeah.
Well, you just wanted to prove that you weren't insane.
Yeah, I wanted to see this guy.
That's all this was about.
Or he wanted to see if it was the world's biggest squirrel that ran in there.
Yeah. Or it was a deer.
I heard of squirrels.
So we went in, and a lot of people don't know this. Some do, but Chief Monahan's also a certified lineman. Mm-hmm. He did line work for the Mohawk Municipal Commission before he became a firefighter.
Nice.
And started here as a firefighter and came to us. So he goes...
Not here in this office.
No, here in City of Little Falls. Sorry. So he goes, I'm going to go down to the meter house. I go, okay. So me and one of the PD sergeants and an officer were... And she, hey, you're going to come want to see this. I go, oh, please don't tell me there's a person dead in there. Please, no. So I yell, is there anybody? No. I go, okay. They'd been in the meter house. Obviously, they'd been squatting there. There was clothes and all kinds of issues going on. And the meter house was still energized.
Oh.
So the first words out of Andy's mouth were, touch nothing. I have no idea what's still live and what's not in here.
Oh.
So we all backed out, shut the doors.
So you had a real reason for this order.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It wasn't John just going off.
No. So we backed out and we went down and we're standing in the alley and the sergeant says, you want to go look for this guy a little bit? He says, I've never been in here, so I don't know the factory.
Sure.
I go, well, we have the reason to be here.
Yep.
Right.
So everybody got a flashlight? Yep. All right. Be careful. Let's stay together. We can wander around for a little bit and see if this kid pops out at us or whatever.
Scott is like the perfect zombie house.
Oh, it was
right?
Zombie
Dave,
apocalypse.
Spot on. So we were wandering through, and I don't know building numbers anymore. I know the meter house is 87 and the front building's 52 building. Other than that, I can't remember them anymore. So we were wandering around, and we all stopped at the same time, and the sergeant looks at me and goes, did you hear that? I go, yeah. He goes, he's in here. I go, yeah, he is. So exactly. Yeah. So now I'm thinking, man, where's this dude going to come out? I go, oh my God. So now my guts are in knots. And I'm not a good horror movie guy. My daughter loves that. I can't stand it.
This is too funny.
So these three putzes leave me. They keep walking. And I'm like, where'd they go? So I
listen. If somebody's gonna get eaten, they're out of there.
I'm the biggest. Yeah, I was the biggest. They figure they get full on me. They're not going to be hungry for those three, especially Monahan. They'll pick the teeth with him. So I wander off into an old production area, and I walk around the corner. And Dave, when I tell you the guy was literally from me to you away, he was staring at me. I don't know who got more scared, him or I. But by the time I could talk, he started running. And I yelled things I shouldn't yell. And he just
ran. You made me shit my pants.
Well, shot might have been one part of what I said. And he just ran faster. So I'm yelling and I'm screaming, and I didn't have a radio. So I pick up my phone and I call Monahan. He goes, is that you yelling? I go, that mother is right here. He's right in front of me. Where are you? I don't know. Wherever you left me. I have no idea where I am. I said, wait a minute. I can see a blue water tank out the overhead door. Oh, we're right around the corner. We'll be right there. Well, hurry up.
This sounds like the Three Stooges.
It was, dude, when I got back and sat down and I just said, this is actually funny. It's not, but it's funny. So we went and we looked for the guy and nothing, but they're doing a lot of damage in there.
Yeah.
And,
so you didn't find him?
No.
Okay.
No. But I got a general idea who it is. And we've been told by people that, this is what's going on. We see him. Well, we're not going to strictly just patrol the Remington facility all night and day. That's not what our police department's for.
Right.
Well, it could be if you spent more time over there, you could invoice somebody for it.
Yeah. Well, good luck getting that. So
IDA's got some money out of that 4.5. Yeah.
I'm sure they do. I'll leave my comments out. But the next day,
I'm baiting you, John.
Yeah, I know
Come
you
on.
are. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get the hook. I'm not setting it for you. Friday, I ended up going back there. The chief called me, and we had found more. They had been in the actual substation, the electric substation.
Oh.
And they'd done. Most people don't know this, but the original factory is still in that complex. From the 1816, 17 era.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a small, but it's beautiful. It's one of those. It's like the inside of these old buildings where it's all post and beam.
Yeah.
You sand it down, you varnish it. It would look beautiful. They're in there doing damage, and So we found some more stuff, and had to tell the owners and the county, look, this is going on.
They need to hire private security.
And that was our point.
If they're not willing to pay the village to provide extra coverage, then they need to provide their own.
Well, and the point, Dave, was
Scott's looking at me like,
well,
but I'm not doing it.
Chief Monahan, we had to send. Okay, look, this is the requirements that you're not adhering to. We're not doing this to be jerks. We're doing this because we can't treat you any differently, and it's a problem.
Yeah.
And
I don't know, if something happens, they're on the hook too.
If something happens, their insurance isn't going to cover anything because they've been told repeatedly that this is occurring.
Right.
And that's negligence if they don't address it. So,
and right, wrong, or indifferent, my deputy mayor is an insurance expert. She's been in the insurance agency for 38 years. She knows what she's writing. She knows what she's talking about. She does it all day, every day. And when I make this statement that she's more upset than I am, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Very rarely does she, and she's, no, this is not going to happen.
I don't have that sound on.
I know.
By the way.
Okay. You mean you don't have a sound on that?
I don't have a sound on this.
You can see me now on the camera.
We can.
See, there you go.
Should never have challenged him.
Look, I know. Yeah. Look, everybody around here in the Mohawk Valley will benefit when this happens. It's going to be a huge, huge accomplishment. So comments being made that, well, Ilion doesn't want this to occur, or Ilion is sabotaging this, and you don't want to move forward with this. Those comments are absolutely ludicrous.
Yes.
Okay. And especially when they're coming from county officials or elected officials. That's just nuts. Okay. Everybody around here will financially benefit.
Right.
When this project comes to
you
fruition.
can do it right, not make people bend over for it.
Exactly. And that's again where what we were talking about earlier, where the way I do things, do it right.
Yeah, that's all.
I'm not, when you tell me, well, there's some things we could overlook for the good of the project. No. That's not the right way to think, because you're not going to overlook that for Joe Q citizen. Why are you overlooking it for this company? Because they're going to invest $2 billion in the area. I get that, but they still have to be held accountable.
But there's future liability too.
Absolutely.
Because all of that always comes out.
Exactly.
Well, look at that. John Stephens, he should have done this and he didn't. He let him slip by with this thing. Right. And now down the road.
And I deal with that every day as it is. So I'm not going to deal with it when it's, it's just, that's the reality of it, Dave, is look, on a project this big, something will get missed.
Yeah.
And to think that it wouldn't, but we have to do our best to not have it missed, and certainly not, let things go because it's for the good of the project. No, I can't think. I never even had that thought. And when somebody said that, I was like, are you kidding me? No. No, it can't be done that way. There's too much invested in this. And I'll be quite honest with you, if this doesn't happen, there's a lot of bad things that are going to repercussions. The village of Ilion could cease to exist. And that's not an unrealistic statement. That's what this project means to Ilion and the surrounding area.
Yeah. So how would that, I'm trying to connect that one then. Because you're betting on the success of this facility?
We're not betting on anything right now, but we're still continuously trying to make up for lost revenue.
Right.
And if that plant or that facility doesn't get repurposed properly, what do we have?
Yeah.
What do we have? You know,
Well,
we have
declining population,
Right.
declining tax
Right.
base.
Right.
Yeah.
You can only, and Mayor Kaufman understands this, as do you guys. You can only hit your fund balance so many years in a row before there's nothing left to hit
Yeah.
to balance your budget.
Yeah. Scott knows.
So exactly.
Scott's looking at me like,
So, well,
no idea.
you know, and you know, and I've.
I didn't tell you I was an accountant in another life, did I?
All right. Is that just one more hat you wear?
Yeah.
You know,
There's another life, John. Don't worry about it.
you know, and I've had to approach our department heads and our employees and say, look, for a couple of years, you're going to have to just understand that you got to cooperate here. You know, we might have to stay status quo for a few years. There's just no other options.
Yeah.
Look, I understand costs are going up and people deserve a pay raise, and I get that. But that might be all you get. Don't come at me with, well, we want this benefit and that benefit, and why don't we get paid for this and paid for that? And no. Here's a 3-year contract offer with 6% over 3 years. You figure out how you want it, and I'll make it happen.
Yeah.
You want 2, 2, and 2? You want 1, 2, and 3? You want 6, 0, 0? I don't care.
You know,
Right.
1, 2, and 3 is not 6, right? Oh, just kidding. Look, I wanted to see his face. It's like,
Well,
Last time I checked, it was, but with new age math, who knows?
He was doing. He couldn't do the 25 minus 10, and I was just trying to test
I
him on
couldn't.
this.
No, I can't. I couldn't. That's why I'm glad my granddaughter does her homework with her mother. This new math stuff is crazy. I don't get it, but so that's what I can provide you on Remington.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
look,
it's
it's not doom and gloom.
No,
you know, I know that
no.
it seemed like there was some, but we just have to do it the right way.
Right.
You know, we want to benefit the company, but we also have to maintain the village and protect ourselves as well. So, and you know, there's some give and take there that we hope happens, and that's the reality of it. That's where we're at.
sure. Anything else that you wanted to talk
Christmas.
about? Or
Holy
We,
crap.
we've gotten a minute.
I
We've
was gonna
gotten a
say,
minute.
we've got
gotten a-
almost an hour here, so that's
Have we?
yeah.
Holy crap. Oh, yeah, we have.
51 minutes, John. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's, you know, for small town USA around here, everybody's busy. Everybody's busy. And we're all fighting the same fight. You know, there's, the tax bases are declining. There's, no revenue streams. You know, our expenditures outweigh our revenues, so you use your fund balance.
And not because you're spending like drunken sailors
no, it's
either.
just-
That's
it's
what
just the
people
reality
think
of
that,
it.
but that's not what's
No.
happening.
Basically, just trying to maintain what you have.
Everybody's really lean.
Yeah, we're all bare bones.
Yeah.
You know, when people say, you know, well, why don't you do this or why don't you do that? Well, we can't cut employees. I mean, you can.
You can, but then you cut services.
But then you cut services, and
Right.
then where are you there? Then
then
the people don't get what they've paid for.
but then you're outsourcing.
Yeah, so-
and then it costs 3 times what it would have had you gone with. Yeah. So.
And that's what got me in trouble with the power authority discussion there with the pay raise. Was I asked them right out, I said, did they make the hard decisions before they, proposed this 79% increase? Well, what hard decisions? I said, well, I don't know, but if I had a 79% tax increase in the village, I'd have to start laying people off. I go, well, high-paid administrators down there got threatened with a layoff.
The answer is probably
yeah,
zero.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, look around the room,
Looking
John.
at butterflies flying around, I go, guys, you know, it's the same. It's got to be done the same way as it is for us. You know, you can't come and tell my people that the residents in the
No,
village.
it doesn't actually, because you can be in Congress and draw a paycheck when
Well,
nobody
this
else
is
does.
true.
All
Yeah.
right, so
Yeah.
really, they
Yeah.
don't have that reality.
And you know the you know right now, Dave, in current day they pay $12.88 per kilowatt. By 2031, their proposal is 23 cents a kilowatt. That's 79%. Well, you can't look at it that way. How do you want me to? Well, it's only $1, maybe $2 a month, depending on what they use. I go, no. I said, listen, and I did. I pointed it out my window. I said, the people out there are going to look at what they pay now versus what you're going to tell them. That's 79%. You can spin it and shoot it and throw it out there any way you want. It's $1.85 this year and $1 a month. I go, it doesn't matter. It's still 79%. I understand what they're trying to do to sell this. I get it. But why aren't you selling this in all the municipalities that are buying power from you instead of, we have a public comment meeting in Albany on November 18th and in Buffalo on November 20th.
Let's make it convenient.
What about between there? There's all of us.
Valley doesn't matter.
You know what? I said, when they come into Ilion? Well, why would they come here? Are we any different than anybody else? And you know, those are the things that continue to keep me in hot water, I guess, at the state level. You know,
but that's why we love you so much.
I can't help it. You know, I fight for what we should have.
Yeah.
You know, we shouldn't be treated differently than the big cities. We shouldn't. Because I'll be quite honest with you, I think the services we offer around here are sometimes better than the big city services.
Hell yes. I would agree.
Because we're invested in our communities.
Yeah. And it's people you know that are providing those services.
Yeah.
You don't know anybody in New York City.
No. You know, there's a fireman, you're a hero. And they are.
Yep.
They all are, in my opinion. All firemen, not all New York City firemen. They are too, but I'll clarify that. Because that'll get me in trouble somewhere if I don't.
God,
Phone's already ringing somewhere.
Here we go. The ring. What you want? Ringing?
I didn't hear it.
Wait. I got to dial. I got to find it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Keep going.
Okay. So, anyways, that's.
Well, we could.
Oh, dial tone. There you go. Yeah. See.
He's going on AOL now.
Dial up. Holy mackerel. So, that's not the quick version because I didn't know we were here for an hour, but you asked.
Hey,
I came.
That's right. Well, we're glad you did.
Thank you, and I appreciate you giving me the time.
It's always fun having you here, and we hope that you're going to come back.
I will. You let me know, and I'll come back.
Absolutely.
Let us know when you're out of jail, and then we'll have you back.
Yeah, that might be. Yeah. I can do that. Yeah. I have another comment for that, but I'll leave that alone because that would not be good.
Well, thank you to Mayor John Stephens for coming on. We appreciate it. Like I said, we're looking forward already to the next time you're going to come back on. And if you like what you've been watching, please subscribe to the Studio Podcast Network wherever you're listening or watching this show. That's all the time we have. We'll see you next time.